Our behavior serves to secure our lives. When we are balanced, we feel good and behave peacefully. When we are unbalanced, we are dissatisfied and therefore often behave in some extreme way. The cause of our extreme behavior is our thoughts. Our thoughts consist of our values and ideas about life. If we experience something that burdens us because we see it as dangerous, unfair, or mean, we get triggered and lose our balance. We then react with fear, anger, or grief, and our behavior changes accordingly. So, our thoughts can trigger feelings that cause us to change our normal, peaceful behavior and react in some way extreme. Our feelings have the task of being able to cope with our problems so that we feel better or more liberated afterwards. So, we free ourselves from our problem in the short term through an emotional outburst. This doesn't solve the cause of the problem, which is why we are confronted with the same problems again and again. The cause of the problem is our thoughts. In order to figure out which thoughts have caused our problem, we have to examine our values and ideas about life and change something about them. How does it work? The first step is to observe our thoughts throughout the day. In this way, we notice when burdensome thoughts arise. If we are quick enough and stop them immediately, we don't get triggered and don't react emotionally. In the second step, we reflect on the situation in peace and quiet. Our task is to figure out why the situation is bothering us. The questions that can help us are: why did I get out of balance and no longer feel safe, stable and connected? And what can I do to feel safe, stable and connected? The third step is then the implementation of that. This change process usually takes a year and requires our full attention. If something demands our full attention for such a long time, we get tired after a while and easily fall back into our old pattern. In order to prevent this from happening to us, we must be convinced that the effort is worth it. The prospect of a balanced, happy and contented life is certainly a sufficient incentive here. If we then also have a strong will and discipline, these are ideal conditions for persevering. Finally, certain attitudes towards life and character traits help us to develop our behavior in a good direction. This includes treating others as equals and communicating with them on equal footing. We should also be able to set boundaries and say no. Furthermore, we should act responsibly and avoid blaming others for something. And lastly, we need tolerance in order to accept things that we can't change. But the most important thing in all of this is that we know the interrelationship between our thoughts, feelings and actions. Because when we understand this connection, we see the possibility and the meaning of changing our behavior.